So, My Hero Academia Chapter 332 just dropped, and boy oh boy, let me tell you, it does not disappoint for action. And with the introduction of Star and Stripe and her having the fight with Shigaraki and to the point where it is now, for her just to have her quirk stolen, which I will get into a little bit later, it just kind of proves to me that Shigaraki is now on a whole different level with the fusion of AFO happening on the inside. It just kind of makes me wonder furthermore on how this whole part 1 to the story is going to end, because I do think My Hero Academia will end with a part 1 and then pick up with a part 2, kind of how Naruto did, but that's another conversation for another day. Honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter what quirk Deku gets for his last one. If Shigaraki has this new order quirk, which likely he does, then this man is going to be unstoppable. But anyways, let's get into chapter 332. So we start the chapter off in what seems like a pouting Star being teased by one of her squad mates while they're in their barracks back when she was in the military. She starts to reflect more on her quirk, saying that at first sight it seems like a quirk that can do anything, but there is a limit to how strong she can make herself. No matter what rules she tried, it just wouldn't work. Back in present time, the intercontinental ballistic missiles are still on their way. Those who knew me, personally, used to say, one's quirk is often limited by their innate abilities. She can hear a voice in her head saying, "I wonder if it's because you're a woman, Cassie." Just then, a memory pops into her head of one of her comrades saying that statement was a load of crap. It ain't you, it's the quirk that's lacking. If you can't do something, leave it to us. We're all human after all. More memories start to flood her head. Right now, you're plenty strong as is. Stop comparing yourself to All Might. Don't sweat it, trying to catch up to him. You're both already freaking monsters. She remembers all of her comrades' laughs and says, those guys always had my back. And well, that brings us to present day, as rockets barrel towards Star and Shigaraki's location, this coming after Star's 1,000-meter replica of her, made out of the atmosphere mind you, harnessed the power of lasers and shot it straight at Shigaraki's face. Just then, one of the planes rolls up on Star and says, "Incoming, are you going to touch the hypersonic ballistics?" She confirms with the pilot and says, "Yeah, but I gotta let go of the laser rule first. Try to get those lasers focused on him and bury him into the ground." Shigaraki overhears this, of course, and is starting to catch on to what Star's trying to do. He says that she must know that won't affect me. She's trying to keep me in one place, trying to concentrate the laser beams on me, huh? So that must mean, is she waiting for something? She's trying to land a single blow to end it all. I can sense something greater with more firepower approaching. Shigaraki knows that Star knows that he can just regenerate from anything that she throws at him. So he's just wondering what exactly is she planning. Just then, as the power continues to amp up on Shigaraki's body from the immense power of the lasers, one of the pilots confirms with Star that they're clear to engage with as much destructive power as they possibly can put out. At this point, it's an all or nothing. They're trying to end this. Shigaraki thinks to himself, is that? No, it is. Looks like we're both going for a gamble, but he's done with this crappy back and forth. Star's ready to end this. She gives the signal. On her mark, she starts counting down from 3, 2, 1. The ballistic missiles enter her range. She jumps up from the airplane that she was standing on, and then all of a sudden her 1,000-foot tall avatar grabs the missiles out of its airspace. She then calls forth her quirk and thinks to herself she has to release these missiles before her arm blows off, saying that Tiamat will rotate around. She then blasts Shigaraki with the power of 5 intercontinental ballistic missiles, and an enormous impact follows as she does this, sending both her and the jets back. This blast is so enormous that even Endeavor can see it from the mainland of Japan. He then rockets off at top speed to go see what it is. Now, as we cut back to the site of the explosion, an enormous crater is followed up by that huge explosion. As Star is falling back down to the ground, she sees one tiny mistake, a black hole the size of a button from where she is. She's confused and thinks that Shigaraki couldn't be. Just then, Shigaraki pops out of that same hole and flies off at top speed exactly to her location. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys for a second here. Shigaraki looks way worse than he did in the war arc, and that's to be expected. I mean, they just unleashed a nuke basically on this guy, and he's still fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know how Deku's gonna end up beating this, but we'll see when it comes around to it. Star continues to free fall in midair with no jet to land on or to carry her. Shigaraki recalls on how he just did what he just did. He remarks that he can fully control decay now, and that he used decay to dig a hole at the bottom of the ocean, and that if he was only a millisecond too slow that it would have been a fatal wound, and this would have been over. But as he's flying over towards Star, he tells her, "Now do you get what I mean by when I said this is a crappy back and forth?" Just then, Star Squadron starts to recalibrate their jet systems and tries to regain squadron formation, stating that they have to remain as Star's footholds. But Shigaraki's coming too fast. He states that if she wasn't his enemy, that his life would have ended way before he got the chance to complain about his lack of strength, as if he'd let her kill him that easily. Something then explodes, but Shigaraki dodges it. He hops from wing to wing and says that he'll make sure that he'll put that quirk to better use. A fighter pilot is watching this all go down and shouts at Star through the helmet that she needs to stop Shigaraki now. In the state that he's in, it'll surely be enough, but she says that she can't because his regeneration is gonna save him. She knows it's over at this point. The pilot exclaims that she needs to use her 1,000-meter avatar to crush them and Shigaraki together so that the explosion will crush him to bits. She remembers her comrades one more time, and then point of impact. This is the final panel. Shigaraki then makes it to Star's face, and it's all over at this point. Hey, see man, I told you, this chapter is crazy good with the action. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a part of the fam. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.